UDA MPs, Ruto's close allies, are saying something that many Kenyans do not believe is coming through to their ears. They don't believe these guys are saying these things. What are they saying? Shika Raila Odinga, weka yeye ndani. Shika Uhuru Kenyatta, weka yeye ndani. Pengine committee maximum security prison. Now, let us break this down. And it is important that we understand a few things, a few very important key things. Others will get confused, will think the UDA MPs have gone mad. No, they haven't. This is clever strategy. Okay, so let's break it down. The Mwai Kibaki administration very seriously considered arresting Raila Odinga, but that idea was quickly shelved when the intelligence community presented a report showing what the possible consequences would be of arresting Raila. The Uhuru Kenyatta administration very seriously considered arresting Raila. But somebody pointed out, Uhuru inherited a lot of the Kibaki administration, the personnel, especially in the security area. Somebody pointed the president at that time to the status report that had been done during the Kibaki administration. And so that idea was quickly shelved. It is instructive that some of the people who are pushing very hard for Raila Odinga arrest are now holding a very senior position in Kenya today in this administration. Let me just leave it at that. Most of you can be able to put it together. In fact, these people are the decision maker, in this government. You see, arresting Raila Odinga, arresting Uhuru Kenyatta is not difficult. You just trace where they are and you go through the normal procedure. If you're very interested in the optics, you even use handcuffs and you lead them away. No problem. So where is the problem? The problem is what will happen during and after that arrest. Let me just summarize it in one sentence with as few words as possible. Kenya will shut down. Raila Odinga's fanatical supporters will not allow it. And even assuming that the government manages finally to control the aftermath of such an action, let's not even go into the reaction that will come out from the international community, because both Raila and Uhuru have serious international networks. Let's not even go into that. And let's just keep it local. Assuming the government can control the aftermath of their actions, at the end of the day when somebody does the sums, that action will be completely counterproductive. It will take the government 10, 20 steps back. They'll not be able to achieve anything from it. Indeed, such an action could speed the downfall of the Kenya Kwanza administration. It's as simple as that. Not could, will speed up the downfall of the UDA government. So, does UDA have this information? Yes, they do. So, what is this? Let me explain. And let us start with what is widely known. Kila mtu anajua. We know that this administration is a propaganda administration. They peddle falsehoods. They twist facts to favor them. This is a government of perception. Let me just give you a quick recent example. We know that Raila Odinga went into the Isili and Juja Road area after he couldn't get into the CBD on March 20th. Okay, that we know. Now, Malala of UDA, what he's telling us is that Raila Odinga is not popular. What he did, he just went where there were many people gathered, and the crowd was already there, and he started addressing them. Now, that's just a perfect example of how UDA masters are twisting the facts, the truth, into something that suits them. Okay? Because if indeed Raila Odinga is not popular, if indeed Raila Odinga has no following, then how do you explain the events of Monday? How do you explain all those people turning up to protest? So, this is what I suspect happens deep in UDA. They construct headlines, yeah, just like a newspaper person or a media person. They create headlines, and then they gauge the effect of those headlines, yeah. And of course, the current headline is "Arrest Raila." Arrest at the top of the list of headlines which will bring the country to a standstill. People take notice. People stop discussing Ruto must go. They start discussing Ati Raila is being arrested. Ati Uhuru Kenyatta is being arrested. I'm sure you get my gist. You see, the whole idea is to change the narrative. In politics, this is extremely critical. A narrative has been very important since the beginning of time. You see, the Pharisees and the Sadducees over 2,000 years ago managed to change the narrative. Jesus, the miracle worker, the one who raised people from the dead, etc., etc. They changed that narrative to crucify him, crucify Jesus. Yeah, and of course that narrative carried the day. And so after Monday, the narrative was Ruto must go. Ruto must go. And so you would understand why the narrative has suddenly been changed to arrest Raila, arrest Uhuru. You know, it is important that we begin to learn and study UDA tactics, because a lot of the tactics employed by UDA are very dirty tactics. Now, of course, we know in politics there are no rules. Actually, there's only one rule: thou shalt not be caught. Others, anything goes. That is the nature of politics anywhere in the world. But it is important for those who wish for a better Kenya, for us to deeply understand UDA tactics. They operate on perception, they operate on headlines, they operate on narrative. Because if it was a question of arresting, I learned this years ago from my late political lecturer. He was a police officer. The basics of making an arrest is that you do everything in your power to ensure that your targets, the people you want to arrest, are not aware. They are caught unawares. You don't start announcing outside the police station, we wish to arrest so and so. We're going to arrest so and so in a few minutes. You don't do that. And so, what UDA are doing currently, by MPs coming out to push for the arrest of Raila and to push for the arrest of Uhuru, we must realize that those things will not happen. The arrest of those two individuals will not happen. What is being looked for is a narrative to divert attention, to divert us away from the narrative which was threatening to build up. And actually the correct response to that UDA move is go ahead, arrest them. It's okay, just arrest them. But electoral justice, but can you open the servers? That is the response Kenyans should give these guys. Because the truth is, if the government could not arrest Fred Matiang'i, a mere CS in the last government, admittedly a powerful one at that, with many state secrets, but if they could not arrest such a person, how are they going to arrest Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, former president? How are they going to arrest Raila Odinga? Yeah. Now, unfortunately for the Kenyan people, perception and narratives are not going to take us anywhere. The only people that is going to benefit are the UDA government. No other Kenyans are going to benefit from that kind of approach to politics. That kind of approach is not going to put food on the table for the millions of Kenyans who are finding food a problem. It won't. That approach will not open the servers, and bring an end to this controversy of who really won the elections last August. Because all the signs and all the evidence on the ground are telling us that actually we did not get the correct presidential election results. That's what everything is telling us. The number of people who turned up for the protests are telling us we did not get the correct election results. But I have a concern. I am worried. Why? Because the UDA propaganda peddlers, the peddlers of changing narrative, have moved right to the top of their list of headlines. Arrest Raila, arrest Uhuru. Which means there's no other headline after that that will be more powerful. And so, if we're talking about desperation, UDA wamefika mwisho. And so my question is, what happens next? That needs to worry us a lot. Now, very quickly before I go, please take advantage of the latest WIB offer. Details on your screens right now. On Thursday, there's a bombshell WIB number 102, which nobody wants to miss. Trust me. Okay, so take advantage of that offer right now. It is an amazing offer. I don't think we'll have another offer as good in a very long time, going forward. As I said in the earlier video, we've extended the offer to Thursday, end of Thursday. So, in summary, these are just political games. Arrest Raila, arrest Uhuru. It is a political game. Objective: to change the narrative. Has it been successful? Oh yes, I think it has. Because most Kenyans have no idea what's going on. Until next time, this is Chris. Kumekucha.